So, Raw, March 1st, 2021. My top note is, let Joey guide most of this. My recap is shit.
Okay.
The reason for that is we have an opening. It's a super, super long opening recap of Miz and Lashley doing stuff, right?
Yep.
And then I'm told that match 1 is Drew versus Sheamus.
Yep.
We have a whole lot of stuff happen.
Oh, yeah.
And then match 1 happens. The wife is very confused about this. And then a whole bunch of commercial cuts happen, and Drew do stuff. And then it says an hour has passed in the show, and it's time for Lashley to fight. So I don't know what I missed.
Okay, so let's go ahead and... if you see me doing stuff, it's because I'm actually adding up minutes for a minute.
Okay.
So
welcome to our recap of Monday Night Raw for March 1st, 2021.
All right, so we have a recap of Braun being beat. Why? Okay, here's Drew. I'm going to beat Sheamus' ass. I got jumped by Bobby. Didn't see that coming. The resident cockroach cashed in Money in the Bank. I have a clear vision of what's going to happen. I'm going to regain my championship at WrestleMania. Let's go, Sheamus. Let's beat each other's asses. Awesome!
Can we talk about the line real quick?
What line?
At first I liked it because it was kind of like a casual fun line. So Drew says, it's been a bitch of a month.
Oh.
We're 1 day into it, technically, Drew. You could have said, last month sucked.
It's a bitch of a year.
It's been a bitch of a year. That would have been good.
Let's go.
You're on the first day of the month, man.
And so then we hear awesome, wants an official introduction, and then goes a week's worth of pyro goes off.
I wrote down how many people lost their Christmas bonus because of this pyro.
Miz tries then Miz tries to appeal to McIntyre and have him help Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley comes down. He's like, "Come on, let's me and you. We'll take on Bobby Lashley. I don't want to fight Bobby Lashley because I'm a chicken shit." MVP tells Miz their match is at 9 p.m.
Oh God, this is going on and on and on and on and
so,
on and out.
So basically, what happens? He's like, "Come on." Oh no, that's later. Sheamus comes out and says that Drew only cares about himself. They brawl. Refs come out. Dad says, "Why have refs? Why have refs? Just let them go." And then Samoa Joe repeats exactly what Dad just said.
It does, yeah.
Okay, so now
this took forever. There were so many people involved. It was the longest, stupidest story.
It was 20 minutes long.
Nobody has. Raw is a rudderless ship tonight. Okay, it's a mess.
So we have a 20-minute intro to then a 22 and basically a 23-minute match.
Which had 3 commercial breaks because break 1 brawl, break 2 back, break 2 soaked, break 3 end of match is what I had.
So there is 22 minutes worth of match in this match.
Mm-hmm.
There's one other 15-minute match, and the rest of the matches combined equals 15 minutes. So
that's how much wrestling was on the show. For 3
so
hours.
Drew versus Sheamus, knee to the side of the head, looked really good. Drew does the beat of the drums. Entering the commercial, Sheamus was kind of dominating.
Question.
Yeah.
Did Sheamus mean to nearly decapitate himself in that rope spot, or did that just happen and they just rolled with it?
That was weird.
So the rope, it looked like, and I've seen it happen to guys where he kind of goes to bounce in the rope, and it looked like he hit, and the middle rope buckled under him, and his head snaps up,
and then he chokes himself.
And he kind of like caught himself, like, oh shit! And Drew was there to cover. So Drew like grabbed the rope and then spun him around, and Drew does the 10 beats onto him. So I don't know if that was supposed to happen and it just got wonky, or if Sheamus almost killed himself.
And after the commercial, Drew almost kills Sheamus in the corner of the table.
Mm-hmm.
It was ugly.
Yeah.
Then he gets him on the table flat on the second try.
Yep.
You should just give it up. This is not an exciting match. It's a slog fest. I did not spell that wrong. SLOG. This was a slog fest.
Yeah.
Going into the second commercial, I would say that Drew is still not having the upper hand. White noise from the second, not top turnbuckle. He said top turnbuckle 3 times. It was off of the second turnbuckle. Sheamus kicks out. Well,
by the way,
Sheamus was on the second.
This was Drew doing it to Sheamus, not Sheamus doing it to Drew. But we have to make sure that somehow, in some way, Sheamus's moves every move gets used in every match.
So now here's where I'm going to pick on the officials. We are We are 20. I'm going to say we're about 21 of the 22 and a half minutes into the match.
Note about the ref.
I'm picking on the. So, Sheamus kicks out. Vic Joseph says that Sheamus is dominating in the closing moments of this match. How would he know that this is the closing moments of the match?
The wife says that the ref is really like pushy and in the way a lot. And then as I noticed, I was like, yeah, he is, because it's the kind of jacked up ref with like the thin haircut on top of him. And yeah, like he was like doing like military presses, like looking down on the counts and stuff like that. Like this dude wanted to make sure that his ass was on TV.
So yeah, I was just trying to figure out how Vic Joseph knew that these were the closing moments of the match. McIntyre's Claymore was the ugliest Claymore I've ever seen in my life. I'm not sure what Sheamus was trying to do at the same time. I don't know if like he was trying to do a bro kick and the Claymore.
Yeah, this looked awesome.
This looked awesome.
Fucking awesome. Did you not catch the replay of it?
No.
Oh my god, the replay was so good.
Maybe the replay had a better match.
The replay, they cut it from the other side of the camera angle.
It just looks like they bumped into each other.
Basically, yeah, the hard cam didn't shoot it right, but the handheld cam on the other side shot it perfectly. Where he basically what happened is Sheamus goes to do the bro kick, and he comes at Drew at an angle, kind of this way. At the same time, Drew kicks up and does the Claymore, right? So you literally see Sheamus in motion as Drew kicks him right in the face.
Okay.
It was baller.
Okay.
Even Jason walked by and was like, I don't care who you are. That hurt.
Okay. Drew pinned Sheamus, no surprise. This was
Why did they blow it off? Why was this a blow off on your this is your opener on Raw.
This is your first hour of Raw.
Yes, this is your first match, your opener on Raw is the blow off to the former champion who isn't getting a rematch for his belt, wasn't seen last week, and is fighting his lifelong friend in a blood feud, and they blow it off.
So then the next thing you see on
we don't even go to Fastlane for like a no DQ match.
We may still. So the next thing you see is
we just had a blow off.
So the next thing you see is that Miz has 4.5 minutes before he has to wrestle his match. So no, it was not cut for you. Then we have Naomi with Lana versus Nia.
This was not on my thing.
Okay, so Naomi versus Lana. Naomi with Lana versus Nia. I'm not surprised. I wrote Mike is not seeing this. Lana.
This explains why the announce team, when they were watching Shayna and them backstage, said Nia and Naomi, who competed earlier tonight, watching on, and I was like, no, that ain't right.
So Lana is I wrote, Lana, you're standing way too close to that announce table. Oh, don't worry about it. Nia squashes Naomi. Naomi didn't even get a single offensive move in. This was a 2-minute, 17-minute match. Nia pinned Shayna. I'm sorry, Nia pinned Naomi with not even a care to say. So now, Bobby versus Miz. I wrote, LOL, they're acting like this match is going to happen. Bobby announced to the ring. Doesn't show up. 30 seconds later, we hear awesome. No Miz. Miz is showing backstage saying he is sick. He has tummy cramps.
He says it's coming out of both ends. Now, I wrote down, Adam says you are contractually obligated to go. And I wrote down, I bet if the wrestlers had a union, this would be a major issue.
I did write, well, at least Bobby took off.
So Bobby gets mad, and he runs backstage. Now, this is the thing that bugged me. So he runs backstage, and he kills Miz, right? And he tells Miz...
Well, he didn't kill him. He just picks him up and like brings him face to face.
Yeah, and he says, but he says, you better get your ass in the ring, right? But Miz is on the ground after this, because he lays him down. Why didn't Bobby just fucking pick him up and carry him to the ring? I thought that would have been an awesome visual even if they'd cut it and cut back to the announcers and then cut back to Bobby. If Bobby just would have picked him up in a fireman carry and drug him to the ring, that would have been amazing.
I have a reason why, and I'll get to that.
Because they had a whole show they had to go through.
Right. So
it's like the fucking
Adam says, even though I have to carry you out there myself, you will defend this in an hour.
Because Adam fucking... Okay. So, I told you I had some vitriol about Raw, and you're like, Raw's good. I was like, no.
I didn't say it was good. I said it was...
So tell me something.
Yes.
Why is Adam Pearce unable to force Roman to do what he wants, but Miz is being mistreated? Why is Miz?
Because Miz is Miz. And
being treated.
Miz is not the head of any table.
But Miz is
the head.
Okay.
Miz is the head of the children's table.
Because I want to come. Just keep that thought in your mind. Why is Miz being picked on by management?
Because Miz told Bobby.
Miz is the heel, and Miz, it doesn't matter what Miz told Bobby. Miz told a man to beat up another man, and said, "I'll give you a championship match." Which, by in all means of logic, the wrestlers shouldn't be able to make their own matches because we have contract signings. Okay, so I'd like you to keep that in your mind when we come back to the last segment with Miz and Shane.
Okay. So,
oh my fucking god, I forgot where this went.
So next we have Braun Strowman in the ring. He's still whining about not being...
Oh, by the way, Johnny asks for a towel for Miz that he never gets. He's like, we need a towel back here. He never gets the towel.
Roman is whining about not being in the Women's Championship. Was boring because I wasn't in it. Well, he has a point. The Raw one was horrible. I have a tag match because Shane and Adam have it out for me. Here comes the money.
Why is Braun's whiny? Why is Braun being whiny?
Because he
says there's a conspiracy against him. Braun is angry. Out comes Shane O'Mac with Adam.
I wrote, does Shane need to enter WrestleMania so bad that he's going to wrestle Braun now?
Thank you. My note is, oh God, are we going to get Braun and Shane at WrestleMania?
Speaking of which, we'll wait.
And then I wrote down, what the fuck is Shane talking about?
You need conflict management, and since you have conflict with management, you will tag with management. Shane, you are my partner. Don't be silly. It's Adam.
Braun looks as confused as I am. Braun literally had this look on his face like,
I have to wrestle with him.
huh?
So,
and then he's got on the mic and he says, well, I think that sucks.
And he's going to wrestle for a tag. He's going to get a tag team title opportunity.
So, okay, we're not explaining this, so let's slow it down and just go through the fact of Shane McMahon
doesn't like Braun.
Somehow doesn't like Braun, and tells Braun,
although I'm not sure that's true.
I'm going to give you a tag match tonight. Wait, no, sorry. Braun comes down and says, I'm supposed to have a tag match. I don't even know who my partner is. This shit is getting ridiculous. Now we fast forward to Shane telling them that he needs to go through some kind of weird team anger management stuff, which then goes into him telling him that he's going to have a tag partner tonight, which is going to be Adam Pearce. And Adam Pearce looks shocked and afraid. Why are we continually false booking Adam Pearce in wrestling matches?
No, he was in this match.
So then he says, Braun says, this sucks. And Shane goes, well, what if I tell you it's for the tag belts? And Braun goes, I'd say that's okay. And then I'm like, what the hell, Braun? Okay. And then I remember that Braun was also tag team champions with a fucking 8-year-old.
11-year-old. So let me back you up. Braun is angry. He wants opportunity. He doesn't get opportunity, so he beats a bunch of officials up. He gets sent home because he was injured. He gets home for a little bit. So he comes back, and he's got this chip on his shoulder that management is against me. Management is against me. Shane and Adam, you're against me. You're holding me back. You won't let me be in this match because I'm a former champion. Well, you're not the right kind of former champion. Well, that's BS. So, and then when you get to the end of this match, I'm actually thinking that Braun might have it wrong. So,
my face of confusion is Braun's face of confusion because
okay,
was
so
awful.
Follow me through this. So, Braun and Adam Pearce versus the Hurt Business. Immediately after, Adam Pearce is still wearing his suit, or what we could call a suit.
He's still, he's still in his suit.
Braun runs roughshod. Braun has no intention of tagging. The announcers referenced that Braun and an 11-year-old were, in fact, tag team champions.
So, Braun Strowman, who could not beat Bobby Lashley in a one-on-one contest, now destroys the tag team champions on his own.
Lots of beat-em-ups by Braun. After the running slam, Shane demands that Braun tags Adam in.
Yes.
So Braun, for whatever stupid reason, other than it was in the script, tags in and says, "Don't screw this up."
Adam Pearce gets in the ring, and Shelton Benjamin rolls him up 1, 2, 3.
Which is the sloppiest, slowest roll-up I've ever seen in my life.
Braun then gets super pissed.
And screams at Shane.
But does nothing.
He screams, but Shane had this look like,
why
didn't that work?
So here's a question I have for you.
Shane looked like that should have worked.
What was with the weird NCIS investigation music playing in the background during this whole ending?
Yeah, I was a little confused by that too.
This screams Vinceisms. Oh my God.
So then we go to backstage.
This was awful. And it went on forever. Because Braun even left up the ramp, gone. And they kept playing this background music like...
And Shane was looking around like...
And Shane was like,
how did that not work? Okay. So then we go to backstage. Elias tries to get Bad Bunny to team up for a musical collaboration. I feel like this was something that was rewritten because it came out today that Vince McMahon was very, very angry that his Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus The Miz and John Morrison got leaked. So now it looks like we're going to a new direction. He's also pissed that Edge versus Roman Reigns got leaked. So he's now telling his writers, don't tell people who the WrestleMania point are until like the week before. How are you going to build stories if you don't know where the story's going?
no, we knew who John Cena was wrestling for a year.
Right. So Elias. Then we have an
I wrote down the yes, backstage, Bad Bunny, Priest, Elias, and Racist. Wait, I mean...
So, Elias is in the ring with Jackson Ryder. He wants to know why his album was snubbed at the Grammys. Walks with Bad Elias. Bad Bunny interrupts. Oh, so, one of our listeners loves Bad Bunny.
Why?
Addie, who is also of Hispanic Puerto Rican descent, I think. I apologize if you're not. Loves Bad Bunny.
I've listened to his stuff. I don't think it's miraculous.
Did you said you were doing your research. Did Bad Bunny and Damian Priest grow up on the streets together?
It's like...
Is it kind of like my wife went to school with Paul Walker?
Wow, I know more about this than you.
Is it the same kind of thing? They were like a couple grades apart?
Yeah, it's kind of like the separation on the island is like there, but it's like not at the same time. So it's like...
My wife went to school with...
It's seemingly plausible that they could have passed.
They weren't hanging, though. They weren't.
No. And by the way, Bad Bunny has spoke English, right? He can speak English, I believe, right? I don't know. Because I thought he spoke English on the show a couple times.
It was like very broken.
Yes, but Priest is now speaking for him.
Yes.
Which, by the way, they can't book Damian Priest.
How the mighty have fallen.
They cannot book Damian Priest. They fucked up Damian Priest.
This was the second longest match, 15 minutes.
This was...
Elias is clearly about to be counted out when they went to commercial.
Yes.
This is not a good match. What happened to the badass from NXT? Why does Vince neuter his talent? Also, why does he feel like Bad Bunny needs a push more than Damian Priest?
Why does Priest seemingly channel energy from Bad Bunny at random times in the match?
Why does Vince feel that Bad Bunny needs a push more than Damian? I feel like the only reason Damian Priest is on the show right now is because he's the same ethnicity as Bad Bunny.
Probably. The other issue with this is that because it's Bad Bunny and because people like Bad Bunny, he's selling more merch than anybody.
Okay.
His roster merch is selling more than anyone.
So, Priest pins Elias, and then Vic Joseph says it all. Damian Priest had to earn that one.
Yep.
Damian Priest should not have had to earn that.
By the way, what was the point when Jackson Racist jumped up on the ropes and then that led to absolutely nothing at all? He like jumped up on the ropes and then he got down.
He's not the racist one.
Whatever. Okay.
Right,
but honestly, this was maybe like a 2-star TV match. Yeah. It wasn't great, but it was there.
And then
this was, and yes, I agree. This was clearly a pivot because I actually think I wrote down in there, I guess this is getting redirected.
So Randy backstage. What happened last week? I don't know. Well, let's take a look. Can we not? Alexis has a check in the box. Bring him back.
Randy apparently has... Randy can only speak in recap. He can't cut promo. He has to cut a promo recapping his last promo.
And then now there's an evil Randy running around backstage.
Okay. So we're not setting this up properly, okay?
Randy then sees himself all evil-like, and he chokes.
Evil doppelganger Randy.
On the TV.
On the TV.
Alexa, in her incantation?
Yes. So remember a week or two ago where I said I had to stop looking at segments of Raw as a wrestling show, and I had to start looking at them as a entertainment show, right?
This is a horrible B-comp horror movie.
This is an episode of Buffy.
Yes. Okay. So this is not how your wife booked this.
No.
This is not even close.
But we did have Possessed Randy.
We did. We
did get Possessed Randy, so she did book it right. Okay. I wrote the F word down a lot. I'm not going to get into this. This is stupid. And then Randy just started coughing up fake blood and ran off the TV.
He didn't bleed.
Oh, that's right. They couldn't do it this time, so he just started going. Okay.
Awesome. Oh, he's
Miz
coming.
And Lashley. Miz wants Lashley to wait till WrestleMania. Bobby says you're fucked.
Now, so Miz with Johnny Drip Drip. So whoa! This isn't the place to do it. Let's do the WrestleMania. What do you say? And I love it. MVP without me. Ring the damn bell.
This right here, if this would have been the ending to Raw, this would have been a great ending. I truly would have liked this ending because it made 100% sense. Because finally Miz is doing his thing and Bobby Lashley's like, just come on. And Miz like gets up on Lashley and he's doing his thing. He's like, all right, we're going to do this. And the bell rings, and Miz has positioned himself next to the ropes, and he runs out of the ring, runs across to the timekeeper, grabs the belt, and runs to the back. He doesn't stop. He doesn't take a move. He doesn't do anything. As soon as the bell hit it wasn't even ding, ding, ding. It was literally bang, and he was out the ring and gone.
And
this would have been genius.
Bobby was just like, what the hell? And Bobby looks over at MVP, and MVP's like, they got us.
Yes. So then they go backstage. Lashley's super mad. And then MVP and Lashley are talking to Shane. And MVP says, this is bullshit. He actually said this. And they did not bleep this on the show, nor did they bleep it on recap. I was super surprised that the recap did not have it bleeped. Shane says that the match has to happen, or he might strip Miz of the belt.
No, he said he will.
Well, he said might, because he was trying to figure out what to do. He does say he will later.
Okay.
So he said he might have to strip Miz of the belt and award it to Bobby Lashley. And MVP says, you can do that. And Shane says, if you can find him. So Bobby goes to find Miz. Then I wrote down match Charlotte Flair versus Shayna Baszler, question marks.
Yes.
Charlotte cuts promo on how cool Asuka is. Says WrestleMania is 6 weeks away and nothing is happening. Apparently, she watches the show. Charlotte wants Asuka at WrestleMania.
Here comes Shayna.
Asuka is out with a concussion and a busted tooth from Shayna doing dumb shit.
And did that tooth, when they did the replays, did the tooth look like it was CGI'd in to make it look more apparent?
I cannot confirm or deny this other than the fact that, yes, Shayna Baszler kicked Asuka right in the face while she was laying on the ground, not expecting to be kicked, and kicked her front teeth out.
Yes.
So actually you can see, I don't know if the tooth was over CGI to highlight it, but when she kicked her and she turns her head, you can actually see the broken tooth.
Oh, I agree.
Mouth.
I do like what Shayna says. Shayna's like, Nobody likes her. You need help.
So,
Why are you
yes.
have very pretty teeth. It'd be a shame for you to lose some.
Which was great to reference that. Honestly, Shane is goddamn awful, and she has zero charisma, but she's so much better than Nia on the mic. Because Nia just said just awful stuff. By the way, she referenced Punky Brewster. I believe Punky Brewster went off the air in 1988.
Punky Brewster is back on the air. It's on the Peacock channel, and Alexa and Charlotte all have guest spots. Oh, it's not been announced that they're going to be on the show. Oh, well, I guess it has now.
Did you see that Peacock said essentially that they're having buyer's remorse for giving Vince $1 billion for the network?
Not yet.
Yes, apparently rumors are out that Peacock felt that they overpaid for the network. Because, as I said, remember, their hope being on Peacock is that people flipping through the stations on the streams
that means more recaps.
will find
more recaps.
Yes.
So, this match went 2.5. This match went almost 3 minutes. Nia tried to interfere, but she got thrown to the steps. Charlotte wins with natural selection. Seems way too quick.
Nia kept trying to interfere in the match, and basically they tried to do like almost the Daniel Bryan thing to Charlotte, but they did it very poorly. Where Charlotte just basically fought back against two of the baddest bitches on the roster.
Okay, so I'm gonna take the reins now because you don't have any of this. Riddle and Lucha versus Retribution.
Go for it.
Retribution are dominating Riddle in the first few minutes. Somehow, it was kind of quick. It went 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Lucha, Fuzzy Ears, as Dad likes to call him, pinned T-Bar.
Who, Meadowlark Lemon?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Ali is pissed. What are you doing? What do you do? Why can't you get this done? I will show you how to get it done. Riddle, get back in the ring, me and you. So, Ali, on the spot, is going to wrestle Matt Riddle. Yep. So Ali wants to show Retribution how to not be losers. With help from Mace, Ali wins.
So I read something recently that said that they're basically going to try and reboot Retribution.
Maybe. It went 3 minutes long. Mm-hmm. Now we have Miz whining in Shane's office. He listens.
Yes.
So now here's the thing.
Okay.
He lists all the reasons he should stay champ. Some of them are valid. He claims they could build a whole show around him. Well, what do you know? They did that tonight.
So, yes, remember how I said keep this in your mind, right?
Yep.
So Shane Adams says that if Miz doesn't show, he's going to be stripped of the title and it will be given to Bobby Lashley.
Which is stupid.
Which is horrible and should not be done and never will be done. Miz then runs back in and says basically what we just said. Why are you messing with me? He says... Again, I know I've said this a lot. He'll not have valid points, right. Especially when he's being a whiny, runaway heel. Now, I'm glad to a certain extent that we did not get months of Sami Zayn again, of him just losing and winning the title and keeping the title and stuff like that. But it would have been good for Miz's character because he made a lot of points of, I am the first double Grand Slam champion. You could do a reality show. I am on this. I am on major networks. I do this. I haven't held the title for 10 years. I'm fresh. I'm new. I'm the must-see TV. Blah, 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 blah. He says, I'll be a better champion than Bobby.
Bobby does not have any personality.
He made all fair points in his argument he basically said, why are you messing with me? Is it because I won?
But I did what I'm supposed to.
But I'm famous. I'm rich. I'm great. I could be a fighting champion.
To the moon!
Just don't make me fight Bobby Lashley this week.
Put it on the pay-per-view.
Put it on the pay-per-view. Wait till WrestleMania. Let me have a WrestleMania moment. All good points. So, match, fuck it. I lost count because this got rebooted 15 times. I'm going to let you take this in a second because this is all I wrote. Miz and Lashley for the belt turns into a lumberjack match. The entire roster comes down, including Retribution, who stand next to people apparently they just fought. And then I wrote down, I already know what happens. Fuck it, Bobby Lashley wins. Congratulations, Bobby Lashley.
So, I wrote, this just became a lumberjack match. I predict Braun Strowman, who is pissed at management, will become a factor in this match. Did you think that might be a possibility? I mean, you wrote, I know what's going to happen.
Yep.
I thought Braun was going to accidentally help.
I thought the ending Now, maybe this is where Vince is like, ha ha ha, I got him.
Yeah, I thought Braun was going to attack Lashley and let Miz win. And then we're going to have a Braun and Lashley.
Truthfully, what I thought was going to happen was that Miz was going to nut Lashley. But I don't know if there's a no disqualification in Lumberjacks.
It's not.
Then I thought Johnny Mundo was going to try and make a sacrifice and get Miz out of there, which he did not. He just stood on the corner and tried to change
I thought all of that was going to happen until it became a Lumberjack match.
I will say this. I never thought that Bobby would have gotten the belt tonight.
No.
I did not think that they were going to make Miz I knew that Miz was a transitional champion. I did not think he would be a 8-day transitional champion.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
To show.
Congratulations to Bobby Lashley. So, for the picture that they put up, the reason they did that is Bobby Lashley is the third man of African descent to ever win the WWE Championship belt. The Rock has he is mixed descent of Samoan and African. As we've talked about before, Kofi Kingston is the first African American to win the belt.
But
Bobby Lashley is now the second. So Bobby Lashley is one of 3 men to ever hold the WWE belt.
Incorrect.
Absolutely correct.
If they're going to put Bobby, here's why. If they're going to put Kofi Kingston, who won the other belt.
No, Kofi won the WWE belt. He did not win the, whatever the other one's called, the Universal belt.
So did the WCW champion become the Universal belt?
The WCW champion became the Universal belt. So the lineage of that belt does include Booker and does include several other people, including Ron Simmons and Mark Henry and other ones.
All right.
But the WWE title, which has the lineage through the company that would go back to Bruno.
Okay.
All
right.
Bobby Lashley is the third man to hold that title. And I believe in my research I have found I do not think that a single Japanese descendant has ever held the title.
Okay.
Because WWE has a very poor history of booking their Asian talent. Cool for Bobby, you know. I mean, the problem also I have with this is immediately after Lashley wins, because I saw the thing pop up on the news feed, I tried to avoid it, but it happened. Brock Lesnar starts trending.
Really?
Yes, because they think that they're finally going to get Brock versus Lashley at WrestleMania.
This year?
Yep. They think it's going to be Brock versus Lashley at WrestleMania, that Brock's going to come back. Because we've never gotten Brock versus Lashley in any form or shape whatsoever. I don't think that's going to happen. Also, I don't think if you do this that Bobby Lashley should be a transitional champion for Drew McIntyre, just so you can put the belt back on Drew in front of a live crowd.
I agree with all that.
Honestly, like I said, this is a ship without a rudder right now.
I would have booked it differently. Like I said, I would have had Braun, and then I would have had Braun and Lashley go at it for a little while. This is Miz. This isn't over, but you and me now we got beef. And then
it also goes back to the ignorance that I pointed out of Miz was in the Elimination Chamber match. If this was the plan, why didn't they have Miz just win the Elimination Chamber? Or use Bobby at some point to come in the Elimination Chamber match, destroy Drew, and have Miz win at the very end of it. And still keep Money in the Bank. So he could have been the champion and have Money in the Bank, lost tonight to Lashley, to then use his Money in the Bank contract. So Miz is now looking like an absolute fool, because he got rid of his Money in the Bank, took himself out of a guaranteed match, now has no champion, made fair points about why he's not a champion, and now we have the belt on Bobby Lashley. What does this do for? What does this do?
So here's my final thoughts with Raw. This is the third, maybe fourth Raw in a row where you had double and triple duty wrestling.
Yes.
Where is this large talent pool? Because I saw people standing that were lumberjacking that were not on the card.
Yes, like Titus World Slide. When's the last time we've seen him?
It was Drew Gulak. Drew Gulak was on the.
Oh, that's because they can't chase R-Truth right now for the belt.
R-Truth was standing by the title.
But he doesn't have the title, so he doesn't have a segment right now. Bad Bunny has it because we have to push Bad Bunny. Because Bad Bunny's selling more merchandise than anyone.
So that's why we keep repeating everything. It's that new Puerto Rican.
Maybe they're trying to capture that side of the audience for it because they've always wanted to control the Spanish market, which they haven't been able to for a while.
Well, it's because they treat their Spanish wrestlers like jokes.
Yes, as we've talked about, and as Mr. Cornette has pointed out, you can't beat the Spanish talent because they lose hope at that point and stop cheering for them, which is why, like Pedro and a lot of the other people back in the day were so successful because they held the belt for fucking a year and a half.
Or they're the villains.
Yes. Or they're booked as
or
villains
Ray.
for it.
They're either the villains or they're Ray.
Yeah, which is bad for it. But they can't seem to move into this market that they want. They clearly failed at NXT Japan because they couldn't get that off the ground. So now they're moving to India.
They're still working on that.
I don't know what the hell is going on with Retribution and why Retribution was like Miz was crawling outside and Mustafa Ali was like.
Meanwhile,
they're
standing right next to
the people they just fought.
And on the other side of them was MVP's
group,
who they also fought.
Who grabbed Miz and threw him back in was the Hurt Business, who they were feuding with up until the Hurt Business decided we need to move into a new program. This is a mess.
Yeah.
And as Charlotte pointed out, we're 6 weeks away from WrestleMania. We don't have a card. The only card we have is Roman and Edge.
Sure.
Well,
maybe.
Sorry, Roman and Edge, Sasha and Bianca.
Maybe. Well, no, that one's going to happen.
Okay, so we have 2 matches for SmackDown, which I said was the better show and has been consistently the better show for a while. And even on my argument of trying to watch this as entertainment and not a wrestling show, this was still a convoluted mess of a story.
Who's the Intercontinental belt? Well, that's Big E.
Big E has it.
Who's now hospitalized.
Yes.
And then who's the U.S. champion?
Riddle.
Okay, so they're actually getting him on the air, but he keeps tagging with Lucha.
Yeah, so once again, you have a singles champion in tag matches. Asuka just got kicked in the face and is going to be out for a couple weeks with concussion.
Do you think Dakota Kai and Raquel are going to get it from Shayna? And
no.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, that's our show for the night. Next week we may have. Sorry to end it on a downer, but next week we're going to have. Hopefully, we're going to have another. Kevin's going to be back. Hopefully, again. We're going to talk. It kind of fits it. We're going to talk about storylines that just didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, we really didn't have an ending for this show, did we?
So storylines that
went nowhere, or never got resolved, or maybe
whatever happened to
this, or maybe even something that got resolved way later. Because to this day, I still forget that the anonymous Raw GM was actually solved at some point because it just randomly got resolved.
Right.
Yes. So storylines that went nowhere.
And we will try to find something in another company. We realize that WWE is the wellspring, but I mean, there's a reason for that.
New Japan is supposed to be getting U.S. distribution deals, and I will watch New Japan, not because I'm an elitist like Uncle Dave or anything is. It's just because
really good. Sometimes
I just like to watch people have a wrestling match.
Without a story.
Or have an archetype of a story.
Yeah.
You know, like Kenta, and even Kenta and Moxley has an archetype of a story.
Well, yeah, the only storytelling you do is after the match.
Yeah.
Where you're getting blasted with camera pictures.
And you know what has never happened to my knowledge? I don't think anyone has ever been set aflame and murdered and coughed up black blood and possessed the ethereal presence of another human being to send them a weird message of a summoned dark version of themselves across a TV screen.
So last question before we go off the air. When does Bray come back? Before or after WrestleMania?
I have heard the rumor mill is that they are going to have a Firefly Funhouse match with Randy at Fastlane.
They got 2 weeks to build that.
I firmly believe that we will have Bray versus Randy at WrestleMania, and I hope that they don't go to that point yet. But once again, the most interesting thing on TV was the fact that this horrible murder demon summoning storyline is a complete mess for a wrestling show, but was good entertainment.
Yeah.
And then the stuff that was supposed to be good entertainment was really bad entertainment, and then the wrestling was okay, and then we finally got another section of history made where Bobby Lashley, after 17 years, became the champion.
Hey, this has been Powerball Weekly. Powerbomb. Why can't I talk? This has been Powerbomb Weekly. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week.